Excellent. Now that I have every single challenge and achievement finally completed for Risk of Rain 2, I can just kick back and wait for the expansion to hit tomorrow, baby. Wait. What's that? 99%? 111 of 112? What am I missing? Smushed? Hey guys, Watsonator here, and I'm finally bringing you some more Risk of Rain 2 content. Well, expect a lot more because I will be covering the expansion and providing tutorials on some of the new stuff very soon. Anyway, I realized that for some reason I had never completed the Captain's Smushed challenge, and it was the only thing keeping me from that purdy 100%. I figured I'd go ahead and record my attempt and provide some tips so you can accomplish this quickly and easily yourself. With that being said, I will let you know ahead of time that this is on the drizzle/easy difficulty. Normally I like to play on Monsoon, but considering that this is a tutorial video for unlocking something and I just wanted it to be as quick and easy as I can make it for you guys, we're just going to stick to easy. Maybe next time I will upload one of my Monsoon runs. I also highly recommend to only attempt this if you have the Artifact of Command unlocked. There are a lot of items out there that can give you a hard time with this, and some others that can make it a lot easier. So if you do not have it yet, go do that first real quick. It will help you a ton getting other unlocks and achievements completed also. Alright, so the Smushed achievement. As Captain, kill the final boss using a supply beacon. Sounds easy enough, but it can be a little nuanced. Completing this challenge awards you with the alternate utility ability for Captain, called the OGM-72 DIABLO Strike, which is a massive attack that deals 40,000% damage after a 20-second cooldown time. Now, obviously you will be picking Captain. It doesn't really matter what loadout you want to go, it's mostly personal preference. In my run, I used the dual hacking beacons, just to make it go even faster for me. If you prefer to use something else, feel free. Since it's on easy, it shouldn't really matter. Okay, I will quickly go over which items I think you will need and which items you should avoid. Feel free to pause this screen. This area in the middle here represents items I always recommend going, but that don't necessarily have any special importance for this challenge. So the main things you're going to want to avoid are items that do damage in ways that we can't control. That means bleed, explosions, fire, damage over time, and random procs from a number of items. You'll also want to avoid hiring any attack bots or summoned allies like with the Halcyon Seed. Now these are items I always recommend going. You will likely want to grab a few Harvester's Scythes, Ukuleles, Will-o'-the-Wisps. The boss is alone on screen when you deal the final blow, so you don't have to worry about side damage from the ukulele or the wisps. The rest of this is pretty much self-preference. I like to always get some move speed and feathers, as well as a couple of brooches and teddies. If you happen to get some legendaries, just grab a Dio's or a 57-leaf clover just to make it simple. Armor-piercing rounds and crowbars are excellent because they do especially well against bosses anyway, and your call-down beacon also gets the bonus from them. Effigy of Grief is a great lunar item that is recommended for this as it will slow the boss down in a pretty large area, so be on the lookout for those newt altars and lunar buds during your run. Remember that you have Artifact of Command on, and the lunar items are separated into regular lunar items and equipment lunar items. Effigy of Grief is an equipment lunar, so if you see any of these items in the bazaar, you can grab one and turn it into Effigy of Grief. If you don't get one though, it's not the end of the world and is still definitely doable. However, considering you have 4 or 5 levels to get one, and you're on Artifact of Command, it really shouldn't be too hard. So continue your run as you normally would while following the previous item advice until you get to the final boss. Don't forget that he has 4 total phases. You kill him once, then kill the adds that he summons, kill him again, and then you are in the final round. You will know it is the correct one when he steals your items. I like to stay up high and lay Effigies of Grief around the center. They will spawn wherever your cursor is when you hit the equipment key. Start getting him pretty low, but be careful because as you gain items back, you will be doing progressively more damage throughout the fight. You also have 2 chances if for some reason you miss or if it doesn't deal enough damage the first time, so err on the side of caution. When he is low enough, just line up your cursor right on top of him or ever so slightly in front. In this phase, he moves very slow to begin with, so with the combination of that and the effigies, it shouldn't be too hard to snipe him. And just like that, Smushed achieved. Alright, now I have 100% achievement completion for Risk of Rain 2. It's official, 112 of 112. I even got this pretty little ribbon here to commemorate it by. Excellent. If this video helped you guys out today, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I will be bringing a lot more Risk of Rain content you guys' way. Especially with the expansion dropping tomorrow, I do plan to cover a lot of that content, so do stay tuned. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.